Well, hello and good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 5th, and it is 7:30 in the morning. So obviously, it is storytelling time. Good morning once again. My name is Zoe Baraka. I am coming to you live from the Dear Daughter page, and the program is To My Younger Self. Once again, my name is Zoe Baraka. Welcome to the very first show of the year. I have to tell you, it promises to be a very trippy year. Okay. All right. I'm going to jump right into the story in a few minutes. Before I do that, I wanted to take time out to actually say thank you to all of the storytellers who came through last year, 2020, to share their stories and share a bit of themselves. I found this quote by Chinua Achebe, who is a master storyteller from Nigeria, West Africa. And he says here, it is the storyteller who makes us what we are, who creates history. The storyteller creates the memory that the survivors must have. Otherwise, their surviving would have no meaning. So I just wanted to take time out to say thank you to all of the storytellers who came through. You guys are the true keepers of history, and I truly appreciate you. Hopefully we get to do it again this year. Listen, if you just came on, please just say hello, reach out to me, hug me, say what's up. Tell me a story in the comment section. I will be happy to read your comments in the comment section. Okay. All right. I'm going to jump straight into the storytelling. Bear with me one moment. I'm doing something. All right. I got it. Good morning, Laura. It is so good to see you. Happy New Year, sis. How are you? So good to see you, hon. All righty. So those of you who were here last week, you remember Yidana telling us a story, an amazing story that involved a motorbike. So this story I'm about to tell you, first of all, welcome, all of you. Yes, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, sis. Welcome all of you, those of you from Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all different parts of West Africa. Indeed, some of you join us from Russia, Afghanistan. Thank you so much, all of you in the Schengen states. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you. All right, so I'm going to jump right into the story, right? So last week, Yidana told a story about a motorbike and how, his father had sent him to go give it to a mechanic, and he, did some things as a child would normally do, did some things and kind of rammed it into a wall. And the rest is history, the kind of punishment he ended up getting. But to build on that particular story, so after we got off, my father happened to be watching, or he went on and he watched the restream of the show. And so I'm talking to dad, and my father is he's very, very funny. He, says, you know what? That's so true. I remember that bike so well. And, he tells me all kinds of other stories. But one of the stories that stuck with me was the first person to have bought that particular kind of bike that Yidana was talking about. And apparently he was a pastor in the northern parts of Ghana. And this was years ago when he was the first person who actually got this bike. I guess his congregation had come together to buy the bike for him. Unfortunately, he didn't read the manual, or the manual that came with the motorbike when they brought it. He happened to not read it. So obviously, he didn't know how to start the motorbike and also how to, I guess, stop it. So he couldn't start it and he couldn't stop it. And so every time he would start it, he didn't figure out how to work out the gear so he could, control the amount of speed. So when he would start the motor, it would jet. And I wish that I could say it the way my father said it in our native language, that every time the man would turn on the motorbike, he would have to shout to all the kids that were around, because it was a new phenomenon. This was, I guess, moving from using horses and maybe donkeys and carriages for mode of transportation, moving on to bicycles that were a little faster. And now you actually have a modified bicycle that you didn't have to pedal. This was a new phenomenon. So obviously all the kids would come around every time he went to start this motorbike. And so he would shout, hey kids, run, 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 because I am about to put it on. I put the motorbike on and it's on full speed. It's on full speed, meaning you all run for your lives. And while Dad was telling the story, I was on the floor dying with laughter. And it took me a minute to realize, oh my God, this is what we are as human beings. We never know our full potential. And normally our full potential, actually everything you will find on this earth, the full potential of that thing lies in the manufacturer of the thing. So that if this pastor had actually taken time to read the mind of the manufacturer, the person that actually made this motorbike, he would have figured out how to start the motorbike, how to stop it, how to apply the gears to give it enough speed, when to change the oil, when to change the tires, when to turn on the light. He would have figured out all of those things before he actually got on the bike. Unfortunately, he behaved like what most of us will do, most human beings will do. We jump in feet first, and then when we run into a wall, we say, where is that manufacturer book that came with the product? Well, long story short, it turns out the church eventually had to ban this pastor from riding the motorbike they got for him because he was getting in so much trouble because he never figured out how to use or operate the motorbike. What I learned from this story happened just last week. And as I was talking to Dad and as he was cracking me up, I remember asking him, so in other words, we need to figure out what a product is for before we begin to use it. And he said, yes, that is actually the best kept secret. We never go to God and say, what was I created for? What is the purpose for me? Why am I here? I think that if we all learned how to do that, that is the best kept secret. The best kept secret is the thing that was in the mind of the manufacturer, the original intent that the manufacturer had for a product, the original intent a manufacturer had for a car, for a video recording thing. What is that original intent the manufacturer had for the product? And if we begin to read that, in human beings' case, I believe that manufacturer's intent will be the Bible. If we begin to read that, if we begin to just ask the person that created us, what am I here for? What is this about? I don't think that knowledge is power, because you can buy knowledge, just like we all have Bibles. Most of us have Bibles in our houses that we never read. You can buy knowledge, but you cannot necessarily own it if you took the knowledge, i.e., if you bought the bicycle or the motorbike and you never read the manual. All you did was buy knowledge. You didn't use the potential of the knowledge that you bought. So I'm kind of like building on the story that Yidana told last week, in that even in his story, you could realize that because he was a little boy, obviously he still did not know the original intent of the motorcycle. All he knew was he wanted to learn how to ride the motorcycle. And that's what he did. And if maybe him and his brother had taken their time to kind of read the manufacturer's intent, they might have figured out a few things that would have saved them a lot of trouble and unusual punishment for a few months. I guess all I am trying to say at the beginning of this new year is this. Find out the best kept secret about yourself. It is always, always, always with the manufacturer's mind. As a human being and as a Christian, that mind will always lie with God. So find the Bible, find the original manual, and read it. That's how you find out about yourself. That's how you find out the original intent of the manufacturer. That is where the best kept secret is. I hope that you got to learn something from it. This is just me saying welcome to 2021 and what are you here for? Let's all take this question with us for the rest of the week. Let's think on it. Let's figure out how best to find out about ourselves from the manufacturer. And hopefully next week we will adjourn here with more answers about ourselves than we started this week with. Next week, we are going to have a special guest, a woman that I cherish, a woman that has been with me through a lot of situations. And she will be here next week to tell a story. Dorothy, good morning. And yes, Happy New Year to you all the way in Nigeria. Happy New Year all the way from New York. It is so good to see you, my sister. As I was saying, next week, I'm going to be having a guest storyteller, and please hold on to the end of your chairs. She will blow your mind. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, keep the expectation high, and I will definitely see you next week. Laura, thank you. Dorothy, thank you. All of you guys that were online that I haven't been able to say hello to, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. Go find out about the best kept secret about yourself, and I will see you next week. My name is Zoe Baraka. As always, it has been a pleasure. Bye-bye.